Narc My name is Jennifer, and tonight I'm doing a video because I had a commenter, and well, I get quite a few comments, but I had a commenter and I saw the comments and I resonated with this person. And because I did, it made me think about how many people say the same exact things that she did. And so I decided that I was going to do this video. I have done many videos that talk about this, but I especially just wanted to do just this video to let you know that I do hear you commenters. And so here I am to do this special video that will not only hopefully help her, but help other people who are in the exact same position that she is. I'm going to do this small video tonight, and then I may do a couple of more tomorrow, Tuesday. So expect to maybe see something downloaded by Wednesday from me, if not more than one. So I got these messages, and it is about when you are you're looking to see what it is that you've been dealing with, and you may be Googling things because maybe you can't go to therapy, or you're not getting the answers that you need in therapy. So you start to Google different things that are happening, different feelings that you're having, because you are questioning your own judgment. And so you may have come across narcissism in doing some of that. And although we cannot diagnose someone with narcissistic personality disorder or antisocial personality disorder or any of the other ones, we can recognize if someone has high traits. And so many of us who have actually just been with people who have had the high narcissistic traits, or people who have been diagnosed with narcissistic personality disorder, we come here and we are here to support each other. Now, there are some people that are on YouTube that don't agree with those of us who come out as survivors of narcissistic abuse and try to help others, and kind of think it's hokey. But I don't feel that way. I mean, obviously I don't feel that way. But I literally listen to those other people, even though they say those things sometimes. I listen to them, and I really do find a lot of good information from their sites. And I also listen to people who are survivors of narcissistic abuse. And one of the things that I truly do like about listening to those people is I resonate with them, and I know that they know exactly how I feel. And so it's like we can feel each other. There's a connection between us. And I think it's important, if you find someone that you connect with, that you feel supported. And even though we can go to some of the other sites, which I absolutely do on a daily basis, and get a lot of wonderful information, we can all share it amongst each other and still be able to say, hey, look, you can contact me. I do understand what you've been going through, and I've been exactly where you are, and I hope that I can help you get through the hump. If you haven't been here before, I hope that you will subscribe to my channel, like and share. It does help my channel grow, and I would really appreciate it, because I am here to help supporters of people who are going through narcissistic abuse, and I'm here to help people who are going through it right now. And so this particular commenter was talking about how much it hurts and how she wishes she could just make it go away and just make the pain go away. She mentioned that she just didn't understand how, after such a long period of being in a relationship with someone, that they could just leave her and all of a sudden be in a relationship with someone else so quickly. I resonated with all of what she was saying. She said many things, But she was pouring her heart out, her feelings, and she was trying to explain herself to me. And I wanted her to know that I completely understood where she was at right now. She talked about how she just sometimes, felt like committing suicide because it's just the pain was that much. And that she knew basically that that's not really something that is something she should do, but it's how she felt. And she was trying to express to me that pain and just how much sorrow she was in. And I heard her. And so here I am to support you and everybody else who is going through it. It brings tears to my eyes a little bit. So I let this person know that I understood, and I'm letting you know now. It is hard to explain that to people who have never been through it. And so she had mentioned that when she talks to, her family who love her and are supporting her, that they just want her to stop crying and move on. And it's easier said than done. And believe it or not, we all say that. We all tell ourselves that. I just want to move on. I just don't want to think about it anymore. I just don't want to go to bed crying anymore. I just don't want to wake up crying anymore. When will that stop? I don't have that answer for you because I think that the healing process is different for each person, and hopefully sooner than later. But I think with awareness, it can be sooner than later. I didn't have some of the awareness a long time ago. And when I finally got it, I was like, wow, I really wish I would have had that sooner. Because maybe, just maybe, I could have come through to the other side a lot quicker. It does take some time. And so I say that each and every time I know someone's in pain like this. I know you're hurting. I know you feel broken. I know you feel shattered. I know you feel confused, sad. It's hard to feel angry, but you know you need to feel angry, or you're told you need to feel angry. I know you love this person. And so something that strong that is built inside of you is just not going to heal overnight. And so I'm not going to lie to you. But you do have some support, and you can get through it. And I know it feels like a bottomless pit, and it hurts so much. So I've talked about this before, where I did a podcast, and it's on my, I think I have the link in my about section for my podcast station. And so if you want, you can go there and listen to them. If I don't, I'll go ahead and link it there, but it would be in the about section on my channel. And I think it's called Where I Once Cried, I Now Dance, I believe it's called. I could be wrong, but it's something like that. And I talk about how I just made it through the days. I would go to work, and barely, but I would get there, but I would cry every chance I could. I wasn't eating. I didn't care to eat. I didn't really care to see anybody. I didn't care what I looked like. When I got to my car each day, I would completely just melt down because I'd been trying to hold it in all day long, and I would cry all the way home. I would be exhausted by the time I got home. When I walked in the door of my home, I would turn to go to the stairway to go upstairs, and I would just drop right at the bottom of my stairs, and I would just cry and cry. And I would look up at the top of my stairs and think, it's such a long way to go up to my bed just to pull the covers over my head. And of course, we know it's not that far, but when you feel like that and you just have been ripped apart and all your energy has just been sucked from you, you literally feel like this shell of a person who, I believe that the narcissist, if they didn't want you to feel that way, they definitely transferred it. I think the malignant narcissist definitely would. And there are different types of narcissists. So that is something that you might want to check out. And we all talk about the different types of narcissists on our channel or our channels. But so not everything is going to resonate with you, but these parts do. The feelings of us who have been through it, they all resonate. It's never changed. I've always heard the same things. Some people hurt more and can't seem to get to anger, and then other people are more angry, but we all hurt. We all get to some form of angry. And so that part might be a little bit different, but we all resonate and do understand each other. So I do understand your pain. And I want you to know that even though it seems like you will never heal, that you will never love again, that you will never trust again, I promise you, you will. It's not going to be easy. And, I talk about this trust part, and I even say this myself. We just need to take time to get to know someone and not rush right in. And if people are trying to push themselves into your life when they're not invited in, that's a red flag. It is a red flag. And when people are rushing you, even though it is always fun to be first dating someone and it feels good, we need to stop and pay attention and get to know that person. And when we see the red flags, we need to stop, hesitate, look at the red flag, and pay attention to it. Maybe ask more questions. But we don't want to just rush right in and give all of our heart and our soul and all our vulnerabilities away to someone who could eventually use all of that against us to exploit us and for their own needs. And when we have been with someone for so long and we've stayed with them through thick and thin and forgiven them time and time and time again, it is shattering to see that they can just leave and go on to somebody else. And it seems so quick. And I do understand that pain because I, again, have been there. Unfortunately, as I was saying to the commenter, most of the time, a narcissist is already working on new sources of supply to maybe eventually replace us if we become faulty. I want to say all the time, but I'm going to steer from that and kind of back away from that and just say most of the time. But it seems like they've moved on right away to us. But actually, they moved on before they ever left you. And they knew that the new source of supply would give them exactly what they needed. And we have been bucking up against them or questioning them or crying and, trying to make them accountable, having expectations of them. And we are tired and we may not be performing the way they want us to anymore. It could be, I don't really like to talk about the sex part of it. I know some people are more apt to do that and they have some really good examples, but I do try to touch on it a little bit. But let's just say because you have felt like an appliance and not a person, in the bedroom anymore. You no longer feel connected and want to do that with your partner anymore. And they don't get that because they can't emotionally connect to you. And so, I really don't like to demonize narcissistic people or anybody. And it does seem like that when we are out here talking about the bad things that narcissists do. If I was talking about myself and, codependency and things like that, and sometimes I do touch on that, I would be talking about the bad things on my side, but I do talk about the narcissistic part. And so there are some ugly things that come out with narcissism. And it's sad. I want to say the narcissist or the antisocial personality disorder or whatever, personality that they have issues and they have been abused in their past in some way. I don't know what that is, and I can't answer that because I don't know that particular person. But I do know that we all get our coping skills from when we were younger. And so if they're narcissistic personality disordered, they've been through some kind of trauma in their life. And so my heart goes out to them as well. However, it is not okay to hurt other people. It is not okay to go around lying, pretending, being fake, manipulative, just to get your needs met and never paying attention to your partner's needs, no matter who that is, whether it be your romantic partner, your teacher, the person you work with, your coworker, your children, your mother, your father, your sisters, your brothers, your cousins, whoever it is. It is not okay to be manipulative with other people. And I know that a lot of us can be manipulative at times, okay? We all have narcissistic traits. It doesn't mean that you're a narcissist, but we all have the traits. And I've repeat this over and over about how there are patterns and things that we look for when we're looking for people who have NPD. And, so these people, some of them are just instinctively doing what they know. They may not understand why they do it. They know right from wrong. Narcissistic people know right from wrong. They can work out that they are hurting people, that they have hurt people. They can work out if it's a pattern and they've continued to hear the same things from different partners time and time and time again, or their children, and we could go on the list again. They can work that all out, but they can't sit in the shame of it. And so they need to move forward, and it's easier for them to do because they cannot emotionally connect to a person. It's shut down for them, and that happened when they were a child, and it was just a way for them to cope. So when they grew up, it worked great for them when they were kids, but when they grew up, they started having problems in interpersonal relationships as they were adults. And so I'm sure maybe confusing for them. It's confusing for us because we are wanting to connect, and we have all these feelings and we want to feel with them, and and I believe they truly want that. There's a deep level of I want that more than anything. But a narcissist doesn't trust anyone. Imagine if you lied all the time. You just lied about any old thing. It was just easy, it just came naturally to you. You don't know why you do it. You just lie about it. You lie about the toothpaste that you use. but you're just lying and manipulating and saying, I've done this in my past and done that, and I knew this person and we were really close. It could be somebody famous, whatever. And it became really natural to you. Over time, you probably start to believe some of that, and it just comes so natural that you just do it. So it's like this. I'm saying I'm trying to explain the narcissist part of it. It's even hard for me, but it just is a natural instinct to just do it. They've been doing it their entire lives. It's not like they're stop and reflect like, oh gosh, I hope they don't talk to so-and-so over here and figure it out in the next 5 minutes. They may reflect later when they get away from it, but in the moment, they're just saying whatever they need to say to feel a certain way. And they are people who feel superior to everyone else. They really truly believe that everybody else around them is dumb and can't work them out, and they're trying to see what boundaries they can cross, and they're feeling you out. The feeling you out kind of thing really drives me crazy. I do recognize this when people do this with me. I cannot stand it now that I do recognize it. I remember once I used to feel uncomfortable. Like people would say certain things to me and I would feel really uncomfortable. And inside my mind, I would think, I can't believe they just said that. How rude. Or why would they say that out loud? And I would kind of, and because I felt like I just needed to be nice, and I was always, letting people cross my boundaries, I wouldn't say anything. And so I just kind of let people get away with it. And they probably thought, she's such a dingbat. She doesn't get what I just said to her. I just cut her down. But I just said that to her face. Ha, 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 ha. And I was really, knocking her, that kind of thing. Or just saying something really inappropriate. And I, just wouldn't say anything. Depending on how close I am to somebody, I will say something now if I feel like I'm in a close relationship with someone. I'm good, that's kind of rude. Like, why would you say something like that? Or, that's not okay to say. If it's not someone I'm in a close relationship with, sometimes I don't even want to put the energy into it. But if you've been with someone for a really long time, or even a short time, you've been in devaluation when they have discarded you and moved on to someone else. And I do understand that pain. It is not worth taking your life for. I know you feel that way. I know you don't want to do that. I know that was a way to just describe how bad you're feeling. And so I wanted to give you a hug and just let you know, look, these people, this is just what they do. It has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with whether you're worthy or not. You are worthy. You're a beautiful person. If you were not a beautiful light, a shiny, sparkling person, the narcissist would have never paid attention to you. They need people who shine and vibrate this energy and are givers and forgivers and just, people want to be around them and, or just happy people. They want that. But eventually it is what they don't like about you. And that's hard to describe. It's hard to explain because it's hard for us to wrap our head around it. So what I want to say right now is it's not about you. It is not. And never be jealous of the next person who may be taking your spot. Please don't. Feel sorry for that person. Pray for that person, whatever it is. If you pray for them, send them goodwill, because I promise you, they will be devalued. They will be discarded time and time again. They will be cheated on if that's, part of the devaluation process. Because they will be called names. They could be physically abused. Whatever it is that you went through, I promise you, will repeat itself in the next relationship. Do not think for a second that it won't. It always does. And thank your lucky stars. Pick yourself up after you've mourned. Give yourself some time to cry. Mourn your relationship, okay? The one that you thought you had. You know, if it's that golden period that you had, that beautiful beginning, and you wish you could get back to that, mourn it. It's not going to go back to that. Even if that person came back to you, you will get fleeting moments of it, but they'll do it again. If they've shown a pattern to you and they devalue you and they don't treat you right, and you're someone who cries all the time and is just trying to hang on to somebody and you don't even really know who you are anymore, you're trauma bonded. And so it's important to learn about trauma bonding, and it's also important to learn about CPTSD. And your abuser may call you all kinds of names like bipolar, borderline. They'll call you all kinds of names. They might even call you narcissistic. And because they are trying to turn those traits on you and make you look crazy, make you act out, they want you to react. That's why they push, because they need you to look like the bad person. And when they do get you to react, I promise you, they are so excited about it. It makes me think about this one person who finally got me to react one time. And I was so disappointed because I really cared about this person. Genuinely cared about this person. And I was just so triggered by this person. And I finally reacted. And it was as if they were elated. They felt good about it. They expected it. They were waiting for it. And I recognized this, and I was really disappointed. But I also recognized that this person wasn't healthy for me, and that they did things to trigger me on purpose. They do it because it makes them feel good. And so if they don't recognize what they are, it's because they need to feel important. But you're important. So do what you need to do for you and learn to love you. So I said to this person, she was like, do you think I'll ever learn to love again? And I said, yes. And the first person that you're going to learn to love is you. You. I love you, and there's plenty of people out there that do love you and that are cheering you on. You told me how old you were. You know what? You're young, you're beautiful, you have so much bright in you, I promise, and I've never met you. I know because that person chose you. I know because you want to heal and you're looking for ways to heal and you're reaching out. I can see that you're a beautiful person, by the way you write and what you said. Listen, there's someone out there that is waiting for you that will love you. There are people like me that love you. I mean, I'm not in a romantic relationship with you, but I absolutely do. I care about you. And I want you to know that you should do everything that you can to take care of you, because I promise you, that narcissist is not thinking about you right now. Don't try to make them jealous. Don't try to make them mad. Don't try to beg them. Nothing that you do is going to make them come back. They come back when they want to come back, when they need something. You should want to be with someone who wants to be with you, not because they need to be with you, because they want to be with you, because they want to spend their life with you and grow with you, and the good and the bad, and doesn't act like a child and just run out whenever things go wrong. And you're just left holding the bag and trying to hold the entire household up and raising the kids and doing all of that. You take care of you first. And then I promise you, as soon as you start to love yourself again, there'll be plenty of people who will want to go out with you again. Don't you worry about that. I know that we do. And it's probably because that narcissist has said some really terrible things to you. I've been told all kinds of things. You know, my looks were torn apart. My personality was torn apart. I was told people didn't like me. I could go on and on and on about how I was torn apart. And I started to believe those things. And I started to isolate myself. But I don't believe those things anymore. And I want you to know that you will come out on the other side too. It's going to take some time. It is going to take some time. So I will be posting a couple of more videos in the next couple of days. So just look, you know, maybe by Wednesday, I'm hoping to have everything posted. Sometimes it takes a while. I'm looking at the time now. Sometimes it takes a while to post them. But this video is just to let you know that you are supported. It's also to let my commenters know. I do pay attention to your comments, good or bad. I do pay attention to them. But if you're nasty, you might not get the response that you're looking for. So I hope that if you do want to have some kind of feedback with me, that you'll keep it in a nice manner. And I will try to answer you in a respectful way. You respect me, and I will respect you no matter who you are. Even if you are a narcissistic person who comes to my channel, I do not hate narcissists. I am not someone who hates a narcissist. So I do not like what you do sometimes, right? But I do not hate narcissists either. I care about everybody. So until next time, I hope that you know that this is a channel that you can come to and be supported. Bye.